they charged $18 for each scarf and $14 for each hat. If S represents the number of scarves sold and H represents the number of hats sold, which system of equations represents the constraints? Okay, so the first constraint that we have is that altogether we had 40 scarves and hats. We know that scarves is going to be equal to S and hats going to be H. Altogether they sold 40. So we need some form of an equation that looks like the following. Okay, the second part of the constraint says that they made $700 from the sales, charging 18 per scarf. That would be modeled as 18S, and 14 for each hat, which would be 14H. When we add those together, we have the constraint of $700. All right, so let's go ahead, take a look at our answer choices. If you want, you can briefly pause the video, not for the live recording, but you can briefly pause the video, select the right answer, and then join us. Looking at these equations, I see B has S plus H equals 700, but that doesn't make sense because we know altogether they sold 40, and it looks like C is the perfect answer for us. All right, let's look at problem number 2. We have two equations, and we have to decide whether each XY pair is a solution to one equation, both equations, or neither of the equations. So all we're going to do here is just substitute the values for X and Y. I think a very fast way for us to do this is to use our calculator. So let me grab that. Okay, perfect. And now we're just going to plug in the values for 3, 4 for X and Y into each one of these equations. So the first equation says 6 times X, which is 3, plus 4Y, which is 4, should be equal to 34, and it is. So the first pair works for equation 1. That's a yes. Now we're going to check equation 2. Okay, so doing the same thing. Equation 2 says 5x minus 2y equals 15. So we type 5 parentheses 3 minus 2 parentheses y, which is 4, and it is supposed to be equal to 15. Well, in this case, that's equal to 7, so that means that that ordered pair, 3, 4, does not work for equation 2. That is a no. All right, so we're going to continue plugging in all of our values into the equation. So doing the next ordered pair, I would have 6 times 4 plus 4 times 2.5. That's supposed to be equal to 34, and it is. So again, the next ordered pair works for equation 1. Now we're going to check whether or not it works for equation 2. So equation 2 is 5 parentheses 4 minus 2 parentheses y, which is 2.5. And it's supposed to be equal to 15, and it is. So we have a yes for equation 2. All right, I'm just going to keep checking both equations. So checking choice 3, I have 5 and 5 for both X and Y. So this will be pretty fast to check. 6 times 5 plus 4 times 5. Does that equal 34? No. So 5, 5 does not work for equation 1. Now we're going to check equation 2 for 5, 5. So that's 5, parentheses 5, minus 2, parentheses 5. And that's supposed to be 15, and it is. So equation 3 works for the second equation. All right, let's check the last one. So now our x is 3 and our y is 2. Sorry, guys, that I keep looking down. I'm just working on a separate screen. So 6 parentheses 3 plus 4 parentheses y, which is 2. Is that equal to 34? It is not equal to 34. All right, we're going to check the last one. So 5 parentheses 3, pardon my dog, minus 2 parentheses y, which is 2. And is that equal to 15? It is not. All right, so the last case we have it not working in either equation. All right, guys, I'm going to answer B and then close out the video. I'll make a separate video for the next few problems. Part B says, is it possible to have more than one XY pair that is a solution to both equations? Explain or show your reasoning. So what would it look like if we were to graph both of these lines? As long as they're not the same line, we would have a maximum of just one point of intersection. It's possible that they have no solution, right? If they don't intersect, or in this case, they have one solution. So no solutions. And at most is one solution. The solution is the point of intersection. So is it possible that two lines can intersect more than once? Absolutely impossible. All right, guys, thank you for joining. If you have any questions, just type them in the comments section. See you guys next time.